Morning, guys. Rick Shaw here on the 3rd of September. We're having a really dewy morning, but started my little project. I got this yesterday. This came. It was like $12, and I had got this cast iron pan, but didn't really want to use it because it's, there's a lot of pores in it. It's not a Lodge, so they come with a lot of pores in them, and it'll stick. So I went through one paper already. It's only 180 grit. It's best to start sanding them with 60 grit. I'm going to get some at the hardware store later, so that I can finish these off. I have another new one that I bought, another like a 14-incher that also was sticking. So I'm gonna get some 60 and some 180 and smooth this up really good. These dang cast iron. This one here I got just if I'm going to do steaks. I got a broiler, but if I want to do steaks or nice chicken, make it pretty. That's what I like. So the trick to these pans, these cast iron pans, if you get them and you can smooth them out when you're done washing them, and I use a steel scratch pad. We get them from the Japanese store real cheap. You get a big bag of them for like 88 pesos, I think. And you can scratch these up really good. It's not like Teflon or anything. You're not going to hurt these things. You'll pass these down to your great-grandchildren. I mean, they just last forever. Heavy, though. I clean them up as best I can. Then when I'm done, I put a little bit of olive oil on them. Heat them up. After you're done washing them in the sink, put them on the fire until they're completely dry, and then take a paper towel, and you can put some oil, some olive oil on there. Some people use coconut oil here. Put it on there. Coconut oil doesn't get rancid, by the way, but we use these quite often, almost daily. And then you clean them up real good, and then when you're ready to use them again, just wipe them with a rag down, and then heat them up slowly in there when you're going to cook something, and then put your butter or your ghee on top of that. And I'm telling you what, it's like Teflon. They show these commercials with these Teflon pans where the eggs are sliding around. It'll do the same thing here if you know how to use your cast iron. So that was our chore. This is a nice little machine. I'll let you see how it runs. But I can't believe for the money, it's heavy, so it's got a very heavy motor in it. It's running really good for $12, guys. Mitsubishi. Don't know where it's made. It didn't say anywhere. I was trying to look where it was made, and it doesn't say. But it's a 350-watt job. I just wanted a cheap one. I don't know how much I'll be using it. It's not like I can start a woodworking shop again. I used to make all kinds of furniture. When I was very, very young, I worked at a place that had a lot of employees, and I was making coffee tables and end tables and stuff like that. I had a little tiny shop in this house I was staying in. It had a 3rd floor, and I was able to make a wood shop up there. And I had one of those saw tables that you put the circular saw down on the bottom, and some nice sander. I had a real nice belt sander and all that. And one of the things I was doing to these to make them good, I had a lot of brass, so I would take in the tables, cut a groove in them, and lay this brass in there. Get that tacked down real good, and then I would sand it, and it would leave brass chips inside of the wood. You could see it, and then I'd hit it with orange shellac. And boy, I'll tell you what, it just popped. Everybody loved them, and I was selling them. That was one of the ways I actually started making more money at that than I did at work. It was just one thing. I had to make some money. Had a little boy on the way, and that's just how she went. When I first started as an electrician, there wasn't work. There just wasn't work every day. When I was working, it was great. But that's just how it goes for you. But it picked up real quick after my son was born. But this is something I like with the cast iron. I'm still in my grubbies today. These are my old beat up shirts. We got to get out today. I did a thing about transferring money the other day. Don't be disheartened, guys. It's just you gotta. The only reason I did that was so you set yourself up well before you get here. Because I know a lot of people that don't have any problems. They say, you can get Charles Schwab and all this stuff. Well, I can't open one from here. and my pension will not deposit in a foreign bank account. It's how it's set up. They refuse. They just will not do it. They're afraid that you're going to lose all your money or something like that. So even though I transfer it from there to here, but then it's not on them, it's on me. But just set yourself up well so that you don't have, hey Coco, and set yourself up well so you don't have some problems. We usually, things go okay here. It's just transfer-wise, it's been taking so long to transfer the money in the account. Last month's 11 days. Why 11 days? I don't get that. But we had the girl. I had to go change. I had to change my account numbers and all that. And the girl actually called me up after their hours were over, and she said, "Is everything going okay?" I said, "Well, now I can't get these account numbers changed." And she said, "Well, I'm going to go ahead and take your old account numbers and make them valid. We can do that for 90. I can do it for 90 days, and if you still have trouble, get a hold of me before the 90 days up, and I can reinstate it again, so that the money it'll go to that bank in that account because they bought the place, and then she'll transfer it to the new one. And they're sending me debit card and all that because it's cheaper to transfer with the debit card, and then I got a higher limit. So don't be too disheartened about that, guys. It was just for information. Some people said, "Oh, it's just so horrible." It's a pain. Everything here is kind of a pain. It's just like I missed Tropical Tim's live last night. He finally had a live out, and he was saying, "Yeah, you're going to run into problems here." But now it seems like the world, you're running into problems everywhere. Look at Australia. That's something he was talking about. So, it's just something to deal with. That's all. We're here. We got our little house. It's got problems. I'm sure there'd be problems everywhere. I'm just warning you. That's what this whole thing's about, so that you know about it. Like, before you go and put your money down on one of these kind of places, find out about the water. Find out about the electricity. That's why I say, when you come here, don't just move here and buy a house and pick that spot, because you might not be happy in that spot. Live here for a while. Rent. You can rent. Make sure you and your sweetie get along well. Rent for a while, and then check out other places. If you're retired, you guys can go and do some things and see which place you like best. Now, I do like it here. It's got its differences from Carmona. One of the reasons I wanted to get out of there was because of the way the governor was locking you down all the time, and it just got a little bit ridiculous. It's like Tim was talking about up in Manila, how they're doing it up there. I just want to be far from that. I never, be honest with you guys, I'm not a big party goer and have to go to all these things that are happening. And for me, I don't like Manila. I'm more of a country boy. I do not want to be in a big city anywhere. It's just not my bag. I don't want to raise the kids there. Something every time we go there. I got my hand on them all the time because somebody could snatch them. We saw a video one time where they had a little girl. This woman had a little girl with her, and the lady walked up and asked her something about the cell phone, and she turned her head away from the baby, and the guy picked the baby up, put her in the arms, and whisked away, and they haven't found the baby. Okay, and this stuff happens. So I don't like to go up that way. One of the things what really got me to this place was one way in, one way out, and they're very strict here. They just don't let you in. Even the guys who deliver the stuff, the guys who delivered this, they leave it at the gate. So you're not coming in here. That's all there is to it, and that's a good deal. I'm really happy with that. So just check out where you're going to go and use your cast iron. I got this. It was pretty cheap. I don't believe I got this one on Lazada. I think we picked it up at a store somewhere. It was kind of rusty, and the people gave it a real low price. I think I only paid a couple bucks for it. They do sell Lodge here. They even got the Sportsman's Grill here, which I definitely would like to have one. But it's just super expensive, I guess, because of the shipping and all that, because it's all made in down south in the States, and it's just too expensive. And this stuff here, it's definitely not lodge. The bottoms of the pan, if you start putting oil in it, you'll see it'll pool in one area. Where my lodge in there, it's flat. That baby is flat. It puts the oil down evenly on the pan, the ghee, when I put it down, and it works great. But these ones here, they're a little off. You can see where I'm sanding it, how it's got high spots and low spots. So, but I'm going to get it. I got this side. I did this side too. I started on this morning. My boy Matty was running it for a while, but you can see this whole center area is a high spot. So I definitely need to get some 60 or 80 grit so I can start working that down a little bit. And it's still pretty porous, so we got to get that out of there. I love my cast iron. It's just really great stuff to cook out of. It definitely gives a flavor to the food, guys. It's a big difference when you cook in cast iron. If you fry something in cast iron, you can tell. Somebody years ago, I remember this was when I was very young, and one of my buddies said, you can't tell the difference. And I had given them some cast iron stuff for a Christmas present, and his wife went in and cooked an egg. She cooked one in Teflon, and she cooked one in the cast iron. And they blindfolded me, and I took a bite, and immediately I said, that's the cast iron one. And they said, well, you didn't even taste the other one. I said, well, give me the other one. Nope, that's not it. You can tell the difference in the taste when you use cast iron. And that's why a lot of your top restaurants that have steaks, like Outback and all that, they actually broil the steaks on a little cast iron platter, because they know it makes it taste good. Plus, like these little lines in here, the lines make it pretty, guys, especially like if you're doing pieces of chicken, like legs and thigh piece, the quarters. It looks really pretty when you got a little brown on there, with the stripes. So, and part of the thing about food is it's got to look nice. If you just got a plate of goo on there, it doesn't look very appetizing, so it doesn't make your mouth water. When you make it pretty, it makes your mouth water. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I got to go get cleaned up. We're going to get out to the store and get some more paper and get these finished up today. We got to clean the bike again. It got out in the rain the other day, and it just we rode it. Okay, buddy. We rode it around. The kids wanted to ride, and the road was all wet. Of course, it's muddy here, so it picked up a little bit of mud. I got to clean it out again. But we're glad to see Tropical Tim's back, buddy, and hope to see you guys again one of these days pretty soon. Glad you liked your vacation. I missed out on your live. My wife had just mentioned something about it, and it was like I was already in this stage, and then plop, I was out. I just crashed out, so I missed it last night. We're watching it now on the big TV, and we got screen sharing, so that's really cool. Technology on this stuff is really good. The Samsung TV and the karaoke and all that. We were singing karaoke the other night. That worked really good. You get the karaoke now on your phone, but we can screen share it to the big TV. That's why I wanted this window here, so that you could just look through, or this window here, and people can see the words without having to go inside. That was one thing I wanted to do here also, was have a little potty out here. So if we're having a party, when we make this a man cave, I think I'm going to put a little just a pee toilet over here, and a little bit of running water. Should be very easy to do, because the sewage is right here and the water's right here. So that's something, when this turns into a man cave, that's what's going to happen. We'll never park the cars here. I hope we don't have trouble with parking down the road, because these streets are pretty narrow and the curbs are high, so you can't even pull up off. You see how high the curbs are there? I hope you can see that across the street. So you can't even get your car up off the curb. I'm thinking of seeing if I could take this curb out of here. I can't do it over there, but in front of the house, if I could take it off there, that way I can nuzzle the car up a little bit closer to the fence. Kind of like how this little driveway is. The one bad thing about this here, though, the way they did the concrete, if it's wet, my goodness, it's just slippery as can be. The kids fell down already. I've slipped 2 or 3 times when it's wet, so we got to be real careful of that. I was thinking of finding down at the hardware, see if they got some of that sand paint here, and I might paint this. This isn't too bad here, but for some reason, they made that real smooth. This is rough, and that's smooth. Go figure. So I'm going to let you go, and this is Rickshaw out.